Nanto is now live. I wanted to take a moment to discuss how Nanto performs in terms of combat, day-to-day stuffs, and most importantly,
why is his body so static?
how he fares against the likes of Aster and her Fizz teams. Little bit of background. This here is live server, version 5.4, and my Nanto is at A1 with 0-star, 4-piece matrix set just to compare how it's like for non-whale situations. Because he's like the hero some people want, but not the one everybody needs. So to kick things off, doing the usual rotation passes gives you an idea of where A1 Nanto and his 4-piece stands. A 150 second rotation is about 25G? Bad ping, guys. 25G in today's context likely will take you past level 71 of the Boundless Realm, cause let's be real now.
I'm not passing this 75 with its 36G requirements, lol.
Not too sure of sequential as their HP has been pretty inflated for the past few patches, but these are really meant for invested players and not so much for your A0, A1 units. For sure, you'd be able to beat some of the lower stages though without breaking a sweat. Using him for JO is a breeze because JO adjusts the weapon stars, and if you have good gear and stats, it's like Nanto will be fine in JO, in a team or even doing it solo. Evolution Vanguard, I don't see why he can't do well if you already have an established team. Let's say I pair him with Void Piercer and Zeke, a standard unit by the way. You'll still be able to beat the latest stage as long as you're on physical weakness and your gear is decent. FCE, VA should be fine too depending on your team and your personal buffs acquired. With the exception of the latest bosses of course, those require fully built teams to complete all 5 stages. Origins of War, same story. 2000% needs invested teams. A0, A1 units doesn't quite cut it yet. So far so good. Got an idea of his strength? Cool. Now let's talk about Nanto and his playability. Off the bat, Nanto is very sensitive to your latency and also device performance. Bad ping? Gone case. Slow PC? Impossible to land some hits. Compared to the likes of Aster and Anka, I'd say you might face some of those issues that can disrupt your rotations and possibly frustrate you in the process. I mean, that's what you get when you strictly need to perform those moves midway through your skills. Creative? Sure. But they probably forgot that not everyone runs at 30 ping. Come on, man. Against some bosses with gimmicks too, like your Queen Xenos or Asuradas that move a lot and have moments of invulnerability, it's very challenging to time Nanto's combos or peak damage. And at the end of the day, aren't units that have more flexibility even better? Aster or Hipper for example, are they not even better? So when I said comparing Nanto teams with Aster's, there's obviously going to be difference in DPS because he's the latest unit and should, by right, deal more damage, but for gameplay wise, I'd still take Aster over Nanto any day. Aster was really fun to play and had more room for flexibility, something that we already lack nowadays when talking about meta rotations. So again, where investment is concerned, Aster has a longer shelf life due to the fact she's a tank and will be used for a long time if you have her at high advancements. Nanto on the other hand is purely a main DPS and will likely be replaced once he reaches the end of his cycle. Another thing to point out is, Nanto does not have any resistance shred in his kit, whereas Aster does. This means if you're not using both of them together, you need at least 2 units with shred in today's content. Having only 1 unit with resistance ignore may not be enough for the tougher endgame content where bosses have high resistances. New players that are able to acquire Zeke and Yen Miao through the scratch card event would just have to decide who they want to pull, Nanto or Aster, or both. Even better! As for advancements, a 0-star Nanto offers you his limited male simulacra skin and a decent physical main DPS. 0-star Aster, however, not only has an equally good DPS but also gives you one of the best mobility weapons in the game. Don't take my word for it, ask around and anybody or everybody would likely tell you the same thing. 3-star Aster unlocks her off-field damage capability, while Nanto gains more damage increment. For new players that do not own any limited physical mains, it's a good stopping point if resources are scarce. 5-star Nanto grants more damage and also survivability. If you're in a team of all 0-star weapons, there are high chances you may not sustain well in content that has painful damage because without any shielding or healing, you ain't surviving them bosses, my guy. 5-star Aster has Resistance Shred, which is an important ability for endgame content. And 6-star gives her big damage and the meta tank ability to slash 10% HP off from bosses, a must-have for tank mains. And also what keeps her in the meta. 6-star Nanto is purely damage increment. That's about it. So as you can see, if you're a meta slave, you'd likely need both of them. Maxed out, no questions. But if resources are holding you back, you need to consider what your options are. Both of them are great in their own ways. It's just Aster having more functional abilities than Nanto, and it's really easier to play regardless of whether you're a beginner or veteran. She's just that good. Nanto on the other hand needs more of your time to get him right and a decent to good connection so that you don't get frustrated from his broken combos when latency is an issue. Otherwise, they're both really good, okay? Hope this breakdown of the two meta physical mains can help you in deciding whom to go for, how many advancements you need, and last but not least, good luck!